Gettign joining us right now from his office out at Globe Life Field, and this will never get old saying. This is the manager of the World Series champion Texas Rangers, Bruce Bochy. Boch, what's going on, sir? Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me. In Texas here for Fan Fest, this is always an exciting time of year. I mean, we get to see our fans. We get to see each other before we go to spring training. It's kind of the trigger. It's time to get ready for a new year. So it's really exciting time right now.
I mean, spring training starts in, 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Less than 3 weeks, right about 3 weeks. It's crazy.
It is. It's gone fast, and I tell you what, I'm good with short off seasons though. But so it's all been good. And I've talked to a few players here today. I'm at the ballpark right now. They're pumped. They're ready to go. Excited. Just finished talking to Josh Young. He looks great. So I'll be connecting with all of them here.
You talk about the excitement that the players have, and I know you live elsewhere in the off season, and I tell you what, ever since that World Series, I can't go anywhere without seeing a Rangers championship T-shirt or hat or hoodie. I mean, it's incredible what you guys did for the area. Are you seeing the similar stuff?
I am. It's funny you mentioned that. I told CY yesterday. I flew in from Nashville. I said it's pretty cool to see I saw more than 4 or 5 Ranger hats, and I saw some T-shirts on the plane. I came in December for a few days, and similar. So it's good to see a lot of our merchandise being worn right now. That makes you feel good. It does because one thing we wanted to do was bring pride back to the fans, and so you see that. It's pretty cool. Last night I was in a restaurant. A lot of people came up to me, just saying congrats and thanks and those type things. So you realize that it impacted a lot of people, and that's what makes it so special.
Yeah.
We're good. Sorry about that.
I know you gladly sacrificed the month to win the championship, but it seems like it wasn't that long ago. At least to me, does it seem like it was just yesterday to you?
Oh, I'm with you. No, it just seems like yesterday where we had thousands people there flooding the streets here. It was such a cool moment that it's surreal. It's almost unreal that it happened. And then now we're going to spring training. It's like, wow, what happened? This thing shot by, but like they say, when you're having fun, time flies. And but the time I came here in December, I mean, it was crazy. I had to go to the gift shop and pick up a lot of stuff for my friends that they asked for. So I loaded up boxes to take back. So I live just south of Nashville in College Grove, and there's a lot of people there wearing Ranger stuff right now.
Well, that's good.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The Arlington East. That's what we'll start calling it. But you have had to do some work. It hasn't just been fishing and golf and drinking Buffalo Trace
and Papa time.
That's right, and Papa time. But kind of a slow off season, unusually slow, I think. But David Robertson, the addition last night. What do you think about the moves that have been made and where things stand with the Rangers going into spring training?
Yeah, no, I thought that was a big sign for us, to get Robertson, another high leverage reliever. Yates we signed earlier. As we all know, that was our biggest challenge last year was the bullpen. And now we lost Will Smith and Stratton. They signed with the Royals. So we needed some experienced guys down there to help out. And so now, go along with Jose Leclerc and Sporzy. We've got 2 veterans that had a great year, I think, last year. And, they just give us guys that we're comfortable with. I think Johnny Hernandez, he's going to be back on track this year. So he'll be a big part of it, too. And I don't want to leave anybody out, but that's the one area we wanted to strengthen. So I thought CY I thought that was huge, for him to go out and sign Robertson. You look at, it's quiet, but you look at our club. I mean, wasn't a lot of room to to go out and sign guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
When you're looking at behind the plate, in the infield and outfield, we lost Mitch Garber, but we got some good candidates internally. So we'll recover there. The pitching. We have a solid rotation right now. Obviously, some guys that we'll be counting on won't be ready till a little bit later. So I think we're going to camp in good shape right now. But I can tell you this: C. White's continuing to look at any way he can to improve this ball club.
There's a left-hander out there who remains unsigned who might be able to help the rotation. Not going to ask you what you know about that, but
good, because I don't know anything about it.
Oh, good.
I'm being honest. He's we all know he's a free agent, and but those are things that I don't have a lot of say in. I said that wrong. That that's what CY in front office and ownership. Because anytime you're looking at a guy as good as Jordan Montgomery, it's obviously a huge commitment, and so that's kind of where that's at.
Yeah. Well, when you got hired, you said pitching and defense is what wins you games, and his contribution and Valdi, and then Leclerc and Spores is amazing. But your guys' defense was so good last year.
Oh my gosh!
And it wasn't. There were spectacular plays like Leote taking some home runs away and Jankowski going into the bullpen almost, but the routine play is so important. I mean, that's the emphasis, right? Make the play you have to make.
I'm with you on that, Jeff. I tell you, it's what we talked about. It's a big part of the philosophy here. When I came here, was dominate the fundamentals. It's my philosophy. Pitch and defense is what wins games for you over the long haul. Sure, the offense is great. We have a tremendous offensive club to help make up, for any mistakes I made. But you got to catch the ball. They go hand in hand, and I couldn't be prouder of these guys how well they focused on their defense. You go out there. I mean, every day you saw guys out there taking their ground balls. I mean, Marcus is relentless, and and then you look at Nate Lowe wins a Gold Glove, and here's a guy that year before that was what he needed to improve on. Well, he worked his tail off from 7 a.m. spring training, and then he brings a Gold Glove. So incredible how much he improved. But the outfield, we had an unbelievable defense there. With Garcia, and of course Jankowski and Leo, as you mentioned, but even left field, whoever we put out there, they all did such a terrific job, and that's what I think helped win us a championship.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And then the 21-year-old didn't hurt. He can play some defense.
The great thing about him is how well he played out there in left field. Because the one game in Baltimore, you said, well, it doesn't look comfortable, but those were the seats. He had trouble seeing the ball, but I tell you, it shows you what a great athlete he is, because he played more center than anywhere. And I think left field could be the toughest position to play, and really made big strides, I thought, in the short time he was here.
Well, I mean, he made a huge play against the Astros going into that Bermuda Triangle there and left.
Oh my goodness, what a play!
Yeah, catching the ball.
But that, with the crowd yelling, that little corner.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, that was just incredible what he did to make that play.
Well, and then
when he hit the ball, I thought the ball was off the wall or out.
Yeah, and then you thought he makes the catch, and then everybody in the infield, everybody in the dugout pointed to second base. With they saw what Altuve didn't do correctly. I mean, huge double play.
Exactly.
Big part of the one thing I've enjoyed doing this offseason, Bruce, is going back and watching the games as they randomly appear on MLB Network, and just all the big contributions from guys. I mean, obviously
up and down the roster.
Obviously, Evan made we're talking about Evan, who was all over the place, but Cody Bradford, who was our guest last week, that game against Baltimore in the division series, he was huge for you guys. They're just
Oh,
little
my
things
goodness.
like that you forget that it all adds up to these guys.
Jankowski, who stepped up the last couple
Yeah,
games of the World Series.
John Gray in relief. Just
Yeah.
all these things. It was comes together. It's not easy, but it's kind of
Right.
kind
In
of
fact,
magical.
I did a little thing last night. That was the question: who was the unsung hero? I said, well, that's hard to pick one guy because we had
Yeah.
so many that came through in such a huge way. All the names you just mentioned. I mean, you look at Duran, what he did during the season. I mean, we lost Seager, and he goes out. And he not just hits, but he played incredible shortstop. This guy he hadn't played that much short. He
Right.
goes out there and just deals out there like he's been there his whole life. But as you mentioned, Jankowski, I mean, we lost when losing Garcia. You go, oh my goodness, what a blow that is. First game, he goes out there and helps us win that game. So
Yeah.
it was not Dunning what he did. I mean, from the season, losing DeGrom, Dunning steps in and incredible numbers. It was nonstop. So it's hard to pick one guy. I'll say, but obviously you have to look at Carter late in the year as we were looking for a little shot in the arm, and certainly provided that with his offense and his defense.
Another young guy who's going to be talked about, has been talked about, is going to be talked about until something happens with him in spring training is Wyatt Langford. Have you been able to look deeper into Wyatt, and it looks like he's going to get a shot to make the roster?
Right. Yeah. In fact, I just finished talking to him. We had a little meeting here, with a few other guys, but had a chance to sit down and meet with him, and I think he knows the situation, and we're open-minded on what we do. I think it's fair to say that we don't hold anybody back. You look, we brought up Carter. You can't ignore what the guy did last year.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. So we'll look at what we think is best this spring. Trust me, he'll get plenty of at bats, and so it's going to be fun to see how this ends up. As far as who breaks camp with us, where who's playing. We got to fill a DH role. With Garber leaving us, so right now it could be done internally. So we have some options there.
Before I let John ask some goofy questions, what's your you saw Adrian Beltre early in his career while you were with the Padres and he was with the Dodgers. What are your thoughts about Adrian? And he was with you guys and some in the postseason too.
Right. I mean, just incredible athlete. He's so agile. He just some of the plays he made at third base. I'm going to start with that. That's what was, initially so impressive. I mean, that was a pretty good hitter at that time, but really when he came with the Rangers, he just got better. But you couldn't get a ball by him. He had such a great arm. He reminded me of Cam and Eddie, diving all over the place, throwing from his knees, things like that. So and he goes to Seattle and finally ends up here and it's put up incredible numbers here offensively. So I think you have to look at him as one of the best third basemen ever. That's how good he is on both sides of the ball. But then you look at the intangibles on this guy and how well he was liked and what a leader he was. I never had him on the team, but you could see it. And I heard about it. And, he played hurt. He did anything he could. So well deserved. I need to get a hold of him. That's awesome. He's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, we all knew it, but
Sure.
It's still, that's great news, for, the Ranger family.
All right. Yeah, John's got a couple questions.
Yeah, I just do the goofy fun
He wants
stuff.
to dive into the family.
Oh yeah, I always loved that, man. I'm close enough to being a grandfather. I've got buddies that are grandparents. I've got a daughter that's 26. She hasn't found her guy yet, but I love all my grandparent buddies that I grew up with. They tell me if I'd have known being a grandparent was this much fun, I'd have done it first. So, hey, what's the count now? I always thought you had just the grandson. You have a granddaughter too. How many do you have right now?
I have three. I have two granddaughters. My grandson, he's got a younger sister. Her name is Maddox.
Okay.
My grandson turned 6 yesterday.
Ooh.
And Maddox turns 4 in about 3 weeks. And then I have another one, Blakely, who lives in San Diego, and she's 5 right now. So, yeah, I have 3, and like you said, they're the best. And 2 of them live about maybe a mile from me in the same community.
Right.
They're on Braxton's almost old enough to ride his bike to see Mimi. That's what my wife is called. So that was her dream, to be, close enough where they could ride their bikes and see her. So just a joy. Every day it's just so entertaining. It keeps me busy. I tell you, now his big thing is this FaceTiming thing. He's always call me up. He's in school, but when he's out of school, he's always FaceTiming me when he gets bored.
You guys got any like traditions? You get in the pickup truck and drive around the property, or go get ice cream, or I know that grandparents, there aren't many rules with grandkids. I mean, they kind of get to do what they want to do. But this year he was big enough. This year he got to really kind of enjoy this playoff run. You said when you won it with the Giants, he was a baby. He got on the field and didn't really know. And was it Maddox now? Is she the one that you made that famous comment at the parade where she said, "Papa, let's do that again," and you said,
Yeah.
"Absolutely, let's do that again. That'll be fun." Is that Maddox?
Yeah, that was Maddox. We call her Maddie, and the truck stopped when the parade was over. She wanted to do that again. She loved it. She's into I can't think of the name of the movie, but the Queen, the Princess, and the waving, all that. She just thought that was the best thing. And that was kind of funny. She said, "Let's do that again." I said, "Man, I'm all for that, Maddie."
Absolutely.
But we actually in our neighborhood we all have golf carts. So we get in a golf cart. There's it's called a bridge bar, but it's got a place for the kids. As you said, get hot dogs or ice cream, things like that. We ride around, and they have parks there, and so they're the best. And I can't say enough about how much joy they brought to my wife and I.
Well, that's fantastic, and it's great they're old enough now to really get to watch Papa at work and what his life was. And remember, this is the age now, 5, 6, where you can kind of remember things and do all of that. So that's really fun. I mean, that's really it for me. I know you got some good, I'm assuming Christmas and the holidays was back in Nashville with the family. Everybody was around there.
Yeah, most of my family's there now. I have some family here. My brother lives here. So I came here in December for a little bit. And as I said, it was so cool to see all the people wearing Ranger gear and just coming up to you and again saying congrats, thanks, and all that. But it's all been good on the holidays. I got to tell you a quick story. It was just the other day. I told Braxton, I said, "Well, I'm going to Texas. We have what we call a fan fest to get ready for spring training." He goes, "Are you going to work with the Rangers again?" I said, "Well, unless you know something I don't know." So he was all excited. He kind of, it's funny, I guess he kind of forgot about it for a little bit there. And then now he realizes, I got to go back to spring training, which you're coming out for a week. They get spring break, so he'll be out there. He's all, he wasn't even in baseball, into it. I mean, he'd come over, "Papa, we fishing or are we hiking?" Now it's all baseball. Wants to play catch, and so getting back in it has I think caused him to just develop a love or passion for the game, and now he wears me out with wanting to play catch all the time.
How's your arm holding up?
Not good. The wing's barking a little bit.
Well, Bruce, we're going to get you back. You got a fun weekend with FanFest. You got anything else for him?
No, I guess we'll see it tonight or tomorrow or both. But
I got to do a wedding, so I won't see you. It's
been a great off season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it has been. Yeah, it's going to be good to see a lot of fans here and all the guys, everything. Like I said, this is always a fun time of year, and I tell you what, this is it's been some kind of ride. I'll say that. And
It's
Even, when I'm not here and I see friends or family, they're all wearing Ranger stuff that they bought on their own. So it's been cool.
Awesome.
well, and as a guy that was a Ranger fan growing up here before I got into the media, I can tell you that fans like me that went to games in 74, 75 as a kid, it's a big deal. I mean, you hapless Rangers, we followed all those years, and now they finally did it. 2010 and 11 was great. It was fantastic. We didn't quite get to the end, but it's been fantastic. But you know what? You got to tell Maddox that Rangers Today says, let's do it again. We enjoyed it too. Let's do it again. Bruce, we're going to get you out of here. Thanks so much for stopping down. I know your schedule's busy, especially getting ready for spring training. But we really appreciate you sitting down with us.
Oh, man, it's been fun. Thanks, guys. Good talking with you.